Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live streams of Global Trade Live. Today is 4th June, and we are in pre-New York session here. So let's just get started. Okay, so I was just looking at the gold here, and I think that there's no doubt that in gold, good buys will be above this area over here. So let's just mark this area straight. So yeah, in gold, buys will be of this area, and I think if we talk about sells, then this will be the area in gold to take sells. So let's just calculate these range over here, and it's a 64 pips range here on the downside, and upper range is extremely good. So let's see here what we got in the 4-hour GBP/JPY time frame. This is GBP/JPY currency. All right. So what do we have here? So it was coming down from this point and it rejected this area, which is coinciding with this area over here, and it's now moving up. The previous 4-hour candle just turned out to be a bullish candle, creating a support at this point. So, and we have a resistance in the 4-hour at this area. So I think if GBP/JPY breaks the high of the previous 4-hour candle, then it's likely to move up. And if we talk about sells, then if GBP/JPY just breaks and close below this area 155.300, then it will be going down to this level over here, which is around 46 pips over here, and upper range is around 36 pips. Okay. So if we switch to the lower time frames in GBP/JPY, then let's see what we got. Okay, so it went up, came down, tested this area over here, and if we look into the 15 minutes, then it looks like that it's kind of creating higher highs and higher lows at this point to move up and to test this area again. So yeah, I think that. Let's see here. So it was moving down, it just went up. Alright. You know, it just rejected the same area in the 1 hour it rejected earlier, and so this is a good rejection over here, and the current 1 hour candle just broke below the high of the low of the previous 1 hour candle, and it's still kind of moving down over here. So if we go to the smaller time frames, then it looks like that it should, fall down here to this level at least. That's what I think. So from here it should be falling down. to, in the 1 hour time frame. So if we go to the, what do we say, 5 1 hour, 4 hour, 4 hour is also coming down in GBP JPY over here, and it's kind of okay. Let's go to the daily. Let's see what do we have here in the daily. So daily time frame looks like yesterday's daily candle just rejected this area, closed like a weak bullish candle, rejected the area from the left also. So 4 hour it's look like that it will be, coming down, because it is now leaving this area over here. It went up, came down, rejecting this area again, but still not going to that way. So that by that it's looked like that it may just come down and break this low over here, but really need for a confirmation to execute a trade. So I think buys will be above this area. Good range over here. Yeah, that will be a wick fill in the 4 hour. And I think gold is also coming down. So let's have a look in the gold over here. GBJB just rejecting this area over here. So it's rejecting this area. If the 5-minute candle breaks the low over here, then I think there's a possibility that it may go down. So if I execute a sell over here, then it will be around 4-5 pips of stop loss. So I just executed a sell trade at this point. Kept my stop loss above the current 5-minute candle and take profit around this level, 15 pips, because I think that in the 1 hour time frame it should be, coming down to fill this wick over here and eventually to this point. but we have just this thing over here which can create some sort of problem. So yeah, I'll be keeping in that mind. So we have got around 10 minutes in the 15-minute candle to close, and let's see. So if this 15-minute candle breaks this low over here, then there's a very high chance that it can continue moving down. But if that doesn't happen, then I'll be closing this trade. Closed everything at this point. So as this 15-minute candle broke the high of the previous candle, it can go up to this level over here. But really not sure about that, so let's see. One hour candle is totally rejecting this area. So now this candle is having 4 minutes left to close, and if any candle closes above 155.615, then I'll be taking buys, if and for sales I'll be looking for, I think, below this area over here. We have good range of about 12. Oh, this is not a good range over here. So the 4-hour candle in GPY is coming down totally, and I think it will be continue moving down. So got 2 minutes left for this 15-minute candle to close, and let's see where it will be closing. So after 2 minutes, 1 hour candle will also be closing, and 30-minute candle will also be closing. So if this candle closes bearish, at this point over here, and it closes a strong bearish candle like this, and if the next candle just breaks the low of this candle over here, then I think that will be a good idea to execute sells. And yeah. Okay, so 1 hour candle just closes bearish, and the thing is, if this 1 hour candle breaks this low over here, then I think that it will be continue moving down to fill this wick and finally to that level. Yeah, that will be a good idea. As this candle has just created a resistance at this point, and we have this clean range, so that totally makes sense that if this candle breaks the low of the previous candle, then it can just come down to test this area. Let's have a look in gold over here. Okay, so GJ is coming down over here, and at any point it can just break the low. Hello Sranj, how are you? Today is NFP, so okay. Yeah, today is NFP. Friday today. Yeah. Yeah, that's why there is no volume in the market. People are waiting for the news now. Have you traded in NFP? Yes, but I usually do not take the trades before the NFP. I take trades during the NFP. But that too with buy stop, sell stop, and trailing stop. So yeah. Spread is much higher during the news period. Yeah, that's why I don't trade with manually. I don't trade manually. I trade with my robot. It's it's specially designed for news events only. Because during the news events, slippage is there, spread is there. So whenever a spread or slippage is there in the market, it doesn't open any order. And if the spread and slippage is normal, if there is no slippage and the spread is normal, then only it opens the order. I've been a victim of slippage also, so I just took a trade during the NFP, and it was a buy stop in gold, and it just went straight in 90 pips of stop loss. My stop loss was originally around only 10 pips, and it closed in 90 pips of stop loss. So that's when I got to know that yeah, slippage is there also on my broker. So that's why I just designed this robot to avoid these things over in the news events. So 18 minutes left for this candle to close, and I think GJ has created this high over here, and it can test that high again. But we'll be waiting for a candle to break and close above this area so that I will be having more confirmations.